Welcome back, everybody, to episode 22. I am still pooped after Sunday night's extravaganza. Emotionally, that was quite exhausting, and a lot of revelations. Some of which I think some of you may have missed, but you will listen to when you go through the transcript or the recording, which you wish to do. But
Yep.
You are back in the centre, the capital city of Taldori. You have left Gilmore's Glorious Goods, and you work your way around the town. You have a few days to yourselves. Do people want to do anything in particular?
I certainly need to go and find the person who's working on my armour for me.
Okay. Who are you going to go and see?
Oh, I can't remember their name.
It is.
Bloody
It's
name.
Baruch Winklestone.
Very good.
Yeah.
No,
Good work.
So, you sort of after it's all, you've forgotten where the little gnome woman is.
Okay.
And Womble reminds you. Womble, do you go with him?
No, he doesn't.
No. Okay. Take Roche with you, who is a suitably. He looks even a bit stronger, firmer of fetlock, more muscled. There's a bit more spring in his step. He's been given a new little wife go with him, or you can go on your own.
I've just lost you to music a bit there, Mike.
Yeah, I can't hear you over the music at all.
Well, I'm going to turn it right down then. Can you hear me now?
Yes.
Yes, perfect, mate.
Okay. Have you got Battle Bards running then?
Yes.
Ah, so you're probably listening to hearing it on Battle Bards then. Okay. So, so we'll start with Davey then. So let's start with Bazir. So Bazir makes his way down to the small little blacksmiths in the Abdar's Promenade. In there, you see a small gnomish lady, Barash Winklestone, busy at work. And as you come in, she looks round and goes, "Ah, Dragonborn."
Rash. Good to see you again.
Yes, it's not quite ready yet, I'm afraid. I've had a few other contracts, and it'll be another few days yet.
How long has it been on that note?
About 2 weeks so far.
About 2 weeks. Okay, that's fine. It's not like we're massively over date or anything like
8
that.
months to make plate mail in proper times.
Yeah. All right, that's not a problem. How's it coming along anyway?
And she shows you what she's done. And she's done a breastplate already. And you can see on the chest area there is a semblance of a dragon's head.
Oh, wicked.
And a few of the greaves have been done, and some of the gloves have been done too, but she hasn't finished.
Okay, I will. I'll leave you to it. I'll let you get back on with your work.
Dragonborn, how's that starving man that was with you?
He's much better. He's we've got him well fed.
You looked after him.
Yeah, we've looked after. We've even found him a suitable partner. He got married.
Oh, really? I hope she appreciates it, and he appreciates her.
They absolutely do appreciate each other. Yes.
You can see a slight little twinkle in her eyes and a little pinkness in her cheeks. That's fantastic. I do love this city sometimes. The course of true love is never easy, but it's something which we should all aspire to.
Is anyone else getting feedback?
It sounded like a phone to me. You know when you have a phone really
Yeah.
close to a microphone?
Close by. I'm moving out of the way. It may be mine. So
Sorry, it just went right through me. That did. Oh. Sorry.
I'm doing stuff, so I moved it out of the way. Because sometimes people could sort of text me through the game, don't you, want
Yeah. Yes, I do. I always text you. Always.
And that's why I suddenly go, yeah, what's he doing?
What's he doing this time?
He's doing cartwheels. Okay. So, well, give me another week, and I think it will be ready for you, Dragonborn.
Okay. Thank you very much. I will see you soon.
And remember, there's still another 750 pieces of gold that you owe me.
I haven't forgotten.
Okay. With your soldier's eye, you look at what she's done so far, and it looks solid and well made. If not immaculate at the moment, but it's only half done.
Yep, that sounds good to me.
Okay. Jordan, what are you going to do?
Well, I would have tagged along with them.
Oh, I didn't see you there.
They need to pick up my spring daggers.
Oh, well, now this was a very interesting thing. I had to use a little bit of ingenuity with these. And what she did, she gives you these like braces that you put on your arms.
Yep.
Okay, so these are now braces, and which are like forearm guards. And she says, put these on. I've got to make sure they fit. And actually, they're a little snug for you because you put on a bit of weight and a little bit of strength.
Let go.
She actually takes them in her hands and she just molds them with her fingers and they expand slightly. And then she puts a mechanism inside them. And it's a little uncomfortable, actually, but shortly you get used to it. And she says, okay, well, try just flicking your wrist backwards.
Should do.
And you do. And out of the bracer from the inside of the forearm, a 12-inch spike comes out.
Yep.
Both sides. Okay?
Yep.
And she goes up to one of them. Oh, says, "Oh dear!" And one of them's a bit wobbly. Just have to fix that. So she takes it off and she tinkers it with it a little bit and puts it back together. I think this should be fine. It's quite a lot of construct in here, and a lot of my specialty is knowledge, which is why your friend's armor is a little delayed. That will be 60 pieces of gold.
Didn't I already pay that, or?
No, you haven't yet.
All right, I'll hand over 60 pieces of gold.
Okay. So these are basically dagger braces. So you can actually you look like you're not armed. If you flick your wrist, you basically got a dagger in each hand immediately.
Yep. And then second flick tracks them.
You haven't worked that out yet.
Okay. I'll work it out eventually.
Well, actually, what she actually tells you have to do, you actually have to push them back in, but you're going to have to do sort of like a thimble or something.
Yeah.
They're just on a spring mechanism.
Yep.
Okay. So they will come out immediately, but it'll take an action to put each one back in.
Yeah, that's fine.
Okay. Well, I hope you like these, and I only use them in under extreme duress.
Yes, they are the last resort.
Self-protection.
Yes.
Okay. Dak, what are you doing?
So I think I would have normally spent this sort of time in the park. However, the recent events have weighed more heavily on my mind than I think I was expecting them to. So I think I probably would have tried spending some of my free time actually as a spider, which is kind of out of sorts because that's not a creature I ever really would have considered to be worthwhile. But my opinion has somewhat changed on that. So it's mainly been a time of self-reflection, I think, for Dak a bit.
Okay. You play also with the seed that you were given, and your druidic intuition sort of kicks in when you go to the park and you actually put the seed on the fertile ground, and around it 10 little buds grow very, very quickly in the space of about a minute.
Oh, wow.
And at the end of it, there are little sycamore seeds. And you take them away and you peel off the rotor blade type bit, and inside there is a goodberry.
Ooh.
So
Cool.
basically, if you plant this into the ground on fertile soil, So it has to be soil which will grow in.
Yeah.
It will give you 10 good brews every day.
Oh, fantastic.
And,
Very good.
and actually, they're really quite delicious as well.
Mm. Very nice.
As a spider, you scuttle around. Are you going to be a giant spider or just a small spider?
Probably a small spider most of the time, although if I think I can get away with that without causing alarm, I'll become a much larger spider from time and again.
Okay. As a small spider, you scuttle around. It is actually unseasonably warm. It is autumnal, but the weather is warmer than it should be. And there are still things for you to eat as a spider. There are webs around. You meet some of the local spiders who are not keen on seeing an intruder, and they try and chase you off.
I'll steer clear of them as best I can, I think.
You change one evening. You change shape into a giant spider, and you hide on the rooftops as you watch the nighttime activities of some of the humans and the inhabitants. You see a chase over the rooftops. Somebody running away with a jangling purse full of coin. And using the rooftops as an escape way. Would you intervene? Or are you just going to watch?
No, that's the natural order of things. I'll let that one carry on.
Okay. There are birds swooping around. A lot of the nocturnal creatures are keeping a wide distance from you.
Mm.
Haven't really learned how to hide as a spider yet.
No.
Okay.
Wonderful. Thank you.
Womble, what are you going to do?
He just spends his time kind of just loitering around, constantly kind of muttering to himself. It's quite jittery. Just kind of just random mumbling to just yes, and it just less lucid than more recent days. Now that the kind of the stresses of what's happened over the past couple of weeks is kind of going essentially. So yeah, nothing much, nothing comprehensive, nothing interesting. Just Womble being weird.
Wonderful. So you hear the rest of you hear rumours of this strange person crawling around on all fours, leaving strange smells behind him, and you know instinctively who it is. Fabius, there is you wake up one morning, there is a note on you. You don't know how it got there. And it says, come to the Drunken Drum, which is the tavern outside of the town. And it's signed Rosie.
Telling no one, I will go to the Drunken Drum.
Okay, so it's a couple of hours walk north of Iman, and you get there. Rosie is there sitting at a table. She looks up and she slides an ale in front of you. Now you've come. Good for you. And she gets up and leaves.
Interesting.
And then you see this young man walk towards you with blonde hair. He's scuffling his feet. He's looking down at the floor. He's sort of hands behind him.
No.
My dad. Rosie said I had to come.
Where have you been, Alexei?
I've been here, been there.
I thought you were gone. And I find you're here, drinking, so nothing happened. What happened to you?
Well, you and Mum, you would just never let me do what I wanted to do. I wanted to be I wanted to go and do my own thing, and you never let me do it. I think all you wanted me to do was to be a healer like you. I didn't want to do that. I went to sea. I joined a ship, but it was hard work. It was difficult, and I didn't realise. But the ship I joined were a pirate ship, and we hurt people. I didn't like that. I came back here and I joined the. And he looks around. The terminal's quite empty at the moment. As I turned Rosie's gang, joined Rosie's gang, and you can see he's really unhappy, and he's shuffling, and he's looking down, and he's scuffling his feet.
So saying nothing, I'm going to push the chair back. I'm going to stand up, and I'm going to give him a hug.
He stands back. He's looking at the floor. As he stands up, you see this big scar down the side of his face. One of his eyeballs is lost. He's got a patch over it.
My dear Alexei, what have they done to you?
It's a life at sea, isn't it? But I could never go back. I said to Rosie I would see you and say that I was alive. But I can't do with them. I can't do what you do. And now I work for the clasp. And I'm bloody good at it too. So what are you going to do about that, huh?
As long as you're safe, that's the only thing that was important to me and Julia. As long as you're happy, but
How is Mum anyway?
she's gone.
Gone where?
She's dead, Alexei. The dragon got her in the attack. I'm all that's left.
And the bravado drains out of him. Mum, she's gone. What? No, Mum. And you see that this is a lot of bravado here. He's still at heart a little boy. Mum, you're not. No, it's not right. No, it can't be right. No. She said she'd always be there for me.
Son, look at me.
He looks up with his one eye.
I'm sorry, but she's gone. There was nothing which could be done. It was instant. This is why I wanted to find you. You're the only family I have left, and I want to make sure that you're safe and happy.
Mum was my family, you weren't. And he sits down and he takes your beer and he just drains it. What have you ever done for me?
I raised you. I fed you.
Sanitation.
So what did you say, Mike?
Nothing. No. What have you ever done for me?
I raised you.
No, Mum raised me. You were always out. You were looking after everybody else. You were never at home for me. Mum worked herself to the bone. That's what killed her. It wasn't dragons. It was you. You were always out. You were out. You were healing Miggins down the road, or somebody in the next town, or doing something for somebody else. You were never doing it for me.
I don't need to hear this from you. You left us when we needed you the most. Do you know how many people died when the dragon attacked? Do you know the help I needed when the people were dying in front of me and you weren't there because you were gallivanting on a ship?
Make an intimidation roll, please.
Ooh, yes, sir. Hold on a sec. 4.
What do you mean? Where were you when I needed you? Where was you when Mother needed you? We were happy, me and her. I wanted a father. You weren't there. You were never there. And I left because I needed to find where I belonged. And it wasn't with you. And he turns round and he walks off.
Drink, please.
Turn looks over his shoulder. We are not family. Mum was family. You are a stranger to me. And he walks off.
I said drink!
He walks into the shadows. You see him trying to hide from you, but he's not doing it particularly well.
You're still not as good as you think, son.
But I'm better than you think, Dad. And he just comes out. He's behind a curtain. You can see his feet, and he just walks out of the drunken drum. And the barkeep says, "All right, mate. This one's on me." And he puts a tankard of ale in front of you.
Down it goes in one. I'm just going to put 5 gold pieces down and just say, keep them coming.
Okay. So the Alex goes, and the next morning you have a sore head, and wend your way back to Emon. You have a week to do whatever you wish to do. Stunned silence from everybody else. You've agreed to meet up after a week at Le Vieux Croc. It's going to cost you a gold piece a day to live. You may try and do things, earn money whilst you're there if you wish. You may just wish to sort of rest up and recuperate.
Okay.
Good stuff. Did we split the gold for the venom, by the way? Because I can't remember if we did or not.
I have it noted down here that we got 850, and I just assumed we'd split it, so I gave myself 170, which is a fifth of that.
Okay.
I assumed we were just doing it the usual way we go about that.
Yeah, no, that's fine. I can't remember last time whether we were talking about a like a party type group fund for joint expenses, but to be honest, I don't think it really matters that much, to be honest.
Yeah.
So what did you say it works out to be? 170?
Yeah.
Okay, cool.
So if the rest of you are not going to do much, I assume that you may want to reprovision supplies and things.
Yes, I'm going to... Apart from my week of self-destruction, I am going to go buy my normal stuff, so replacing my caltrops and ball bearings.
Okay, and I'll let you do the costings for that.
Thanks.
So at Le Vieux Croc, you all you make your way there. Bazir, as you are walking there to your time with the to meet up with the others, a young girl comes out to the street and she tugs on your cloak.
Yes.
Could you make an intelligence roll for me, please?
Uh-oh. 18.
You recognise this little girl. She's still dirty. She's got blue eyes and blonde hair and big eyes. And she has met you before as a messenger.
Yeah.
And goes, Mr. Dragon Man.
Yep. What do you need?
Mr. Dragon Man, and she holds you a folded piece of paper.
Yep, I'll take that and have a quick read.
Okay. And she's just standing there.
Okay, is it what's on the paper?
There is right. Are you going to read it?
Yep.
It is. She's just standing there as you're doing this. The air is milling with people.
Yep.
It's a short note, and it says, please come to my office as soon as possible to discuss a job that you are well suited for. Dyson.
Okay. I'm going to pass the little girl some silver. Get yourself something nice.
And how much silver would you give her?
Just one.
And she looks up again. I'm so hungry.
Does she look well fed?
Make an insight roll.
6.
Oh, she looks starving.
Oh, okay. I can't say no to that. I'll give her another 5 silver.
Oh, thank you, sir. Thank you, Mr. Dragon Man.
Take care.
And she runs off, and you can see her go to a couple of the other sort of gutter snipes, and she shows them the money. I go, oh, and wow. And the last thing you see them running off to a shop, which is ahead of you, and they dart in. And as you walk past the shop, and you see it sells all sorts of confectionaries. Lots of very sugar-heavy lollipop sweets. There's even this new delicacy called chocolate. You've never tried it, but you heard it's very, very nice. And they're in there, and you can see her in there talking to the man behind the counter and reaching up to put a hand on the counter because she's so small, and she puts the 6 silver pieces up there that you've given her. And they get given a huge bag of sweets of various different flavors and sorts. There were some long ones, some round ones, some chewy ones, and she gives some to her friends, but she keeps the lines there to themselves. And they all run out laughing and joking and skipping, run past you. They don't even pay you any attention.
I'll just walk away with a little smile on my face.
Gives you an awful good point.
Hey.
Okay, so you get up to Le Vieux Croc.
Yep.
Sorry. Oh, okay. You go in there, and everybody else is there.
How are they all looking as I go in? I know. Is Womble looking as crazy as he sounds? From the rumours I've
He
heard.
does sound pretty crazy.
Have you completely lost the plot, Womble?
I haven't completely lost the plot. Kind of more because everyone's doing separate things at the moment. But more and more as the group kind of come back together again and whatnot, the craziness dies down a little bit. And it's kind of like going in and out of kind of lucidity almost, But it's yeah. You get replies, 2 answers to questions, but they may not mean the thing that you think they mean.
So Marshall is there, who is wearing still his old penny type thing in front of him. He is, as you walk in, he's in his hand. He's got a rat who he's talking to, and as you come in, he puts the rat away. He says, "Yes, he will talk to you later." He comes to you. He says, your friends are over here," and he puts an ale down in front of you. I believe it's covered by the devil man over there.
Oh, it's the best kind of ale, that is.
So you go in. You go and sit down.
Yeah.
So everybody else is sort of minding their own business, not saying anything.
Fabius,
Hmm?
Even for you, you absolutely stink of booze.
Yeah. Yep, that's right.
You okay, mate?
Yeah. Yeah, I'm fine. How are you?
Yeah, not bad. I did a really nice thing for a little girl. She seemed happy with her friends. It's quite nice, actually.
Sounds nice.
I assume I look around and basically everyone's not really that outgoing at the moment. Get a bit of a feel for the room.
Yeah, I would say Dak is fairly close to normal, if not somewhat distracted in his own thoughts. But
Okay.
yeah.
All right. Any ideas what this job is?
Nope, news to me.
Nobody else has heard anything about this job. You're the only ones who had the note.
Oh, I see. I see. Okay.
So why are we here then, Baz? What's up?
Yeah, it seems like there's another job if you want to take it.
Yeah, I could use the distraction.
Yeah, I was just thinking that might not be a bad idea. Get us all back on form again.
Okay. What do you reckon, Womble?
Yes.
Good, good. Jordan, you still
Yeah.
with us?
Yeah, I'm still there. So I'm just doing all my costing for the week.
No, you crack on, mate. Okay. Yeah, if everyone's up for it, hopefully this one will be slightly more straightforward than the last.
Well, let's hope so. Hey, that was a little close there, right at the end.
Very close. I'd like to thank you all. Actually, I'm pretty much sure over the course of the last few months, every single one of you has saved my life at some point.
At least once.
I think
At
all
least
of us have
once.
saved each other's lives more than once, to be fair. I don't think there's any thanks necessary.
Yeah, that one just seemed a little bit closer than usual.
Yeah, that I can't argue with.
And as you're talking, a barmaid with mousy brown hair, big-breasted, with the squint, who had the eyes for Jordan before, walks up to you with a tray full of ale. It's early afternoon, and people are starting to come in. And in the corner there is you can see a band of entertainers starting to strike up.
All right, I feel like this might be one of those times where we sit and drink maybe fairly quietly for once.
Could be, could be.
A relaxed evening for once.
Yeah.
Although we should probably still either make use of or sell that chainmail we found.
Oh, who has that?
I
I'm not-
do.
I'm
Here
not
you
sure.
go. Hold on. And I'll dig through my bag and dump it on the table. I think the old man should get it because
You know what? I was thinking that.
he's more likely to die.
Yeah. Not being funny, but I think on that last escapade, just about all of you looked like you were all on your last leg at one time or another. So I think it definitely makes sense for someone other than me to have that, I think.
And as you're talking, there is suddenly a crash from outside, from a little way away. And you look north through the stained windows, and you can see a tower which had been badly damaged during the attack of the Chroma Conclave, collapsing onto the ground, and a pile of dust going into the air. And nobody else seems to bother with this.
Demolition, maybe?
I suppose out with the old.
It's rebuilding. I've seen it before.
And Florrie is there, who with the ale, who is the barmaid. Says, yes, there's a lot of that. There's a lot of that going on at the moment. They are getting rid of all the damaged buildings from the big dragons, trying to rebuild. It's easier now. We're getting supplies from the east now, and we're getting wood is now starting to come from the big forests to the north. So we can actually, they say we can build again.
It's good to hear.
I'm gonna pass the slip of paper over to Fabius and say you're usually the kind of guy for this sort of thing. Does this all seem right to you?
So Florrie hangs around for a little bit longer, sort of with her palm slightly open, and you all ignore her, and she.
Oh yeah, hold on a sec. These letters are moving.
Oh no!
Shakes his head. What does the letter say?
Only that there's a job for us, if we'd like. And I have already forgotten the name of the guy.
Dyson.
Dyson. Sorry, I should have.
Dyson Brandt, who runs Brandt Shipping Enterprises, who sent you to Stilburn.
Yes.
Oh, Brandt, eh? Yeah, he seems like an all right fella. Didn't particularly like him, considering the circumstances of the job.
Yeah.
He was a previous owner of Nightbane, of course.
Yeah. I mean, he's been straight up with us, I think, so far. I mean, the job may have been slightly more difficult than we'd anticipated.
Yeah, well, you got a good sword out of it.
Certainly did. That's helped me out quite a lot. So what do we think, guys?
Oh,
Why
no,
not?
I'm talking to.
Brandt's wealthy enough. I'm sure he pays well. Better than most of this lot, anyway.
All right. So what do we reckon if we maybe enjoy an afternoon and evening, and then tomorrow morning we'll wander over there?
Oh, sounds like a plan.
Yeah, that's not a bad idea considering Fabius is already wobbly and it's not even dinner time yet.
You mind your business. I'm fine.
I'm telling you,
somewhere in the world.
I'm telling you, the amount I've seen you drink over the last couple of weeks, I'm surprised you're not dead already.
Don't you worry, it'll take more than this to kill me. You guys know that at this point.
Oh, good thing as well.
I'll go when I go.
So you spend the evening in your cups. A band strikes up. There's a flutist and a violinist and a mediocre type singer. It's passable, but you really beyond caring. I think after a couple of hours, you all stare into your cups, and as you're back together again, your recent encounter with the spiders comes back and haunts you somewhat, and you all relive this recent encounter every night in your dreams, being entrapped underground, yank eggs coming down, the Spider Queen, the head of the spiders, who was the big bad who became your ally, and then the Anchor Queen, the heart of the hive. And it's all a bit of a whirlwind, and you end up by just being very silent. And you make your way to rooms for the night. Are you going to have individual rooms, or are you going to have into a communal space?
Communal, it's cheaper.
Okay. So
I had bad experiences last time I had a room on my own.
so you go to a communal space, which will set you back 2 gold pieces, and you
A piece or in total?
altogether. And this is down near the dock, so it's a cheap part of town. And the night is rough. Some of the boats have come in, and there's some rowdiness downstairs, but you're all too far gone and to care about that. And in the morning, you wake up heavy-headed. You break your fast with bread and cheese. Fabius thinks that maybe a pie would be nice now. And as the sun is coming up higher, you lose. What are you going to do?
Is there a water trough for horses?
There is a water trough for horses.
I'm going to go stick my head in and shake it around to wake up a bit, because I've just had a week's worth of booze in my system.
Okay. So Fabius staggers to a horse trough. There is a horse drinking out of it, and Fabius just goes down on all fours and sticks his head in and burrows his head in for a minute, and comes out refreshed, not necessarily cleaner. And the horse looks at you with a slightly bemused expression on its face.
I give it a pat on the nose and I head back in.
Okay, so what are you going to do?
I don't know about you, but I feel a lot better now. So, let's go see about this job, eh?
Is it alright if I meet you guys there? I may hop on Roach and just go over and see if my armor's done. With any luck, it could be done by now.
Oh, yeah. You've been speaking with, what's her name? Oh, come on. It was Barash, if I remember correctly.
Rash, yes, Winklestone.
Oh, she get your job done for you?
Well, she's got Jordan's blades done, which look incredible. The armor's still being worked on.
Oh, good. Be nice
Like
to
a
her.
busy lady.
She does good stuff for us.
Yeah, I know. I used that dagger once, and it nearly cut the earth in two.
Yeah, it's a good dagger. I'm
Certainly
sure.
is.
Are you going to wait for Bazir back here, or are you?
Yeah. We'll meet Bazir. We'll meet you at his house or his office.
Okay. So, so this is the market square, which is where the VO Croc is on. And it is getting busier. There's a market now in full flow. People are hawking their wares. There are goats for sale, and chickens and produce. Harvest is coming in. Late harvest is coming in, and people are stocking up for the winter months. There's a lot of fish for sale, so it's more food produce today. But there are people here who sell rope and ironware and things like that. So Bazir, you go to you spend an hour walking back to Barash's forge.
Yeah.
And as you're getting there, she's not in. The forge is not lit at the moment.
Okay. Okay. I'll. Is the place closed or is it open?
Door's open.
Door's open.
So you go in and
Yep.
You can hear this tinkling of a bell, and she comes towards. Oh, Dragon Man! Oh, good. I was up really late last night finishing your suit, and I think you would appreciate it. Come, and we just have to make some adjustments. And she just goes up to you, and she's only about 3.5 feet tall, and she grabs you by the hand and she pulls you forward, and you let her pull you.
Yes.
Takes you outside the forge area to an area with a table, chairs, and there are books on the side, and also there's a large mirror which is on one wall. In this room, there is a pile of metal on the floor. She says, are you wearing your armor at the moment, by the way, your scale mail?
Yes.
You are. Well, you're going to have to get out of that.
Yeah, absolutely. Would you mind giving me a hand?
Okay.
It'd just be a bit quicker.
And she struggles to reach. You'll have to bend down a bit.
Okay.
Okay, so you bend down a bit.
Yep.
And she unbuckles you from the back, from the side, and your armor just drops onto the floor, a heavy weight.
My, what would Bumble say?
And then she apprises you as she looks at you. You're standing there in your underclothes, and she walks around you. Yes. Okay. Do you think Bazir will be self-conscious with it? He's a soldier.
Yeah, I doubt it very much. He's a little bit more arrogant than self-conscious.
Okay. Do you have a tail, by the way? I can't remember.
Yes, I do. Yeah.
Okay. Yes. Okay. So she goes and picks up this chest armor. Says, "Oh, hold it here," and she fits it to your chest wall, in front of your chest, and then she sort of goes around and puts all the other bits of armor on you and buckles them up. It doesn't quite fit at the moment, so she goes around and she starts to use. She rubs her hands together and then starts rubbing the metal, and you can see it starts to move a little bit and warp a little bit, and it's snugly around your body. a little bit like Mr. Ben, if you know the reference. You look at yourself in a mirror, and you see a sight you don't really recognise. You see a rather majestic dragonborn warrior wearing gleaming steel, and on your chest plate there is a golden motif of a dragon's head. Could you make a religion roll for me, please?
Okay. Where does religion exist? I never do these ones.
It's intelligence, religion.
Ah, it is indeed. 15.
Well, you recognise the motif as that of Bahamut, the platinum dragon.
Bahamut.
Yes, I think. No, I know you follow in the path of the platinum dragon. And I thank you for that. Not many people do. So you now have plate armor,
Well, hey, nice one,
Nice.
Baz.
Hey.
which is snugly fits. It's standard plate armor with the golden motif on the front. You don't know if that was any good or any bad, or is just decorative. She says that will be another 750 gold pieces, and I think you have a bargain here.
It's magnificent.
I agree. I think it is magnificent. And as you turn around and you look at yourself in the mirror, and you can see it almost like the whole room that you're in starts to glow and light up, and the light sparkles off shines off the silvered armor, of this steel, sorry, and your scales, which are then visible through this area, are glistening as well.
Stand there, speechless and a little bit breathless for a moment. He's used to being dirty and decrepit and sleeping outdoors.
Yeah.
I will.
There is a bit of dirt on you from the night before, which he presses to away. She says, "No, stand there," and she looks at you. But lift your arm up a bit, and she makes you strike a very heroic pose. Okay, yeah, got it. What do you think? And then in front of you, you see a exact copy of you, just rotating as an illusion.
Wow, I look pretty good.
Thanks to me.
Thanks to you. That is seriously good work.
750 gold pieces, please.
Yeah, I'll give her 780
Okay.
for that. I'm going to tip her for this because it's incredible work.
Or you could have gone to a shop and said, "Can I have that plate armor?" and sport it.
That was a hell of a sales pitch, though.
Good enough.
Says, "Oh, well, I'm sure we will do business again. Your old armor, do you want anything to do with that, or shall I just look after it for you?"
You take that. I'm sure you can make better use of it than I can.
I'm sure I can. She struggles to pick it up, but manages to pick up, and she puts it into a back room. You look into the door where she goes in and drops it in there, and there's lots of odds and ends. Actually, in the back, you can see it as almost there's a little glass flask with a tube coming out the top, which is, and inside there's a bubbling liquid. And also there's a little mechanical device that's in there, which just seems to be walking around.
Before I leave, one other thing. Just some horseshoes, just standard horseshoes for my horse that's just out the front there.
Okay.
Would that be something you could do for me?
Yeah. And as the armor settles into you, you notice the smell of the grease, and you realise there's going to be a lot of work to keep this buffed up. It's a challenge you're up to. And she says, and she gives you, so you may need this, and she gives you a buffing cloth and some oil for your armor. So it smells a little bit like an old diesel engine at the moment, which is a lovely smell.
Yeah.
And she goes out, looks at your horse, looks at Roche, says, "Oh my, he's grown."
Yeah, a lot of hard work.
Oh, this won't take me long. And she just takes some sort of off-the-shelf horseshoes, steel horseshoes, and she takes them to Roche. And Roche is quite accommodating and letting her do this. And the trolleys aren't big enough, and she molds them in her hands, and they fit to the horse's feet. And she says, "There we go. That's another 2 gold pieces, please."
Yep.
I'll tell you what. I'll keep this. If I keep the armor, I'll do that. I've done that for free for you, as long as you come back. You and your
Yes. With handiwork like this, I'm sure we will.
Okay, and I've got another contract to do. I better fire up the stove. And so she goes up to the forge, and you can see she just flicks her fingers, and a little spark starts to light in the coals which have been banked up. And within a minute or two, she's got a roaring forge in front of her. And now she's ignoring you. She gets out a piece of metal and starts to heat it up.
Yep, I shall take my leave and go and find the rest of the group.
Okay, so you go back to find the rest of the group in the market. Are you doing anything in the market? Everybody else? Or they all? Or we?
Just
I am
perusing.
not.
Hunting for rat meat.
Goat! Look for the goat.
Quick question. When we've been going on these adventures, you've been saying about how it's been getting progressively colder, ice and snow and stuff like that. We can't work out how much it would be while she was gone. How much do you think a winter set of clothes would cost?
It depends what you got. You could just get some furs, which would set you back probably about 2 gold pieces, or just some rags. Depends what you got.
I'll just put down 2 gold pieces and get myself like a fluffy jacket.
You'll get a nice cloak for that, a nice thick cloak for 2.
I'll do a IKEA special Game of Thrones style.
Hey.
Okay, so you get a cloak which doubles up as a blanket.
I will do that.
Okay, so you all meet back up at the market. You don't recognise Bazir at first because this gleaming spectacle walks down the street. People are giving him a little bit of a sideward glance, but they are moving out of the way as this steel encased silver dragonborn, tail swishing in the breeze behind him, walks down. The sun is out, and he catches his scales in the armor, which glistens, and motes of light dance around him.
Somehow you've got more silver.
I am attempting to look as impressive as possible as I approach the group as well.
So you're sacrificing your stealth then?
Yeah, I better say, it's just like we've traded one stealth disadvantage for a different kind of stealth disadvantage.
Yeah, stealth never
I
works.
suppose actually it could work to our advantage because if we're going towards a bunch of enemies, I suppose one person just light a torch up and he'll dazzle like a disco ball and just blind them all.
So,
we're only pulling your leg. You look really good.
Thanks, man.
So the market is getting busier. The town is abuzz and very lively now. And you make your way apart through the Abdar's promenade. You're staring at the Cloudtop district. You follow Dyson's directions and head south, then west through the city until you find your place slowed by heavy foot traffic in the streets. Rich and poor, human and otherwise, all seem to be generally good spirits. Trade is flourishing. Goods have begun to flow back into the city again. When you were first in this city, if you remember, people were running scared. There is still furtive glances about, but people are trying to make a life. The lockdown has been broken, and people are now setting out on the streets. Trade is coming in. Wood, you can see there's a lot of construction happening as you walk through. A lot of the damaged buildings have been taken down. That crash that you saw was a tower which had been partially demolished by one of the dragons, which has now been removed and is going to be rebuilt. You going to do anything whilst you're walking down?
Fabius, have you must have some bread or something on you, just having come from a market.
No, I've eaten it all. Hold on a sec. Can I disappear and try and apprehend some bread?
Okay, make a sleight of hand roll. You walk past. There was a stall as you walk past.
23.
You walk. You say to Bazir, you don't have any bread, but as you walk past a seller selling with a hand cart selling fresh bread, he has one loaf left, less as you walk past, and you hand the loaf to Bazir.
There you go.
Oh, wicked.
Wow, that bread never stood a chance.
So we'll have good rolls for bread stealing.
Yeah.
Okay.
I'll pass it out to anyone who wants some.
When I roll my 1 on my death saving throw, I'll be happy at the fact that at least I stole some bread.
At least I got some bread out of it, yeah.
You're very good at stealing bread.
You are.
I don't think you've ever failed at stealing bread.
Well, I think that's making up for the fact I can't steal anything else to save my life.
To specialise in something.
And Fabius, as you are, have you done this? You've given the bread to the others, and you've broken the bread, and it's been spread around. You look around, and you see there are groups of adventurers discreetly patrolling streets on their own. There seems to be an increased amount of private security, particularly outside some of the larger warehouses and stores.
Either I'm doing a very good job, or there's something going on in town, because there is security everywhere. Look carefully. Yeah, you can see all the adventurers in the back alleys.
Mm.
They're looking out for something. Wonder what's going on.
You see, particularly those stores, those areas which are they sell jewelry that are not often enchanted and protected, but they've got extra muscle in now. They're outside a gemsmiths, for instance. Often there's a lot of protection there, arcane protection, but there's extra footfall there of people just sort of lounging around in chain armor with their swords, just trying to look intimidating.
A lot of crime going on at the moment, methinks.
Well, yeah, I mean, there's been a fair bit of upsets, some of which we've caused ourselves.
Yeah, well, that might be right. I think our major success at the warehouse might have tipped some other people off.
Yeah, and probably made other warehouse owners nervous. They probably didn't know what was going on and thought it just got turned over.
Well,
as you look at this, you see a young, a small boy, young man, probably in his early teens, steps out into the middle of the street that you're on, and he gets out a piece of paper and opens it, and he goes, "Council activity! Council actively," and he turns it other way around. I'll start again. Council actively seeking patriots to join the arms of Emon. Details at Citron Garrison. Ask for Mertz. And then he puts it away.
Okay, maybe it wasn't us.
If I remember correctly, we worked with Mertz.
Council actively seeking patriots to join the arms of Emon. Details at the Citron Garrison. Ask for Mertz.
DM. We encountered Mertz, didn't we? He was the one overseeing the unpacking of the pipes, if I remember correctly.
That's exactly right. You met Captain Mertz before at the Citron Garrison, and he, if you remember, was in charge of the unloading of the pipes, and was they tried to assassinate him. The Myriad tried to assassinate him on the way back to the garrison, and you saved his life. And Alora was in your debt.
Good to know.
Until Grav completely ruined it.
Maybe we should head up to the garrison once we've been and had a chat with Matey Boy.
Yeah, no. Merchants pay more than government. Let's go see Dyron.
Council actively seeking patriots to join the arms of Iman. Details at Citron Garrison. Ask for Mertz. And it gets quieter and he goes away. And every minute or two, he does it. And every once in a while, he goes, Council actively. And he gets the piece of paper out, looks again. Seeking patriots to join the. I'll start again. And he's obviously he's not the brightest person in the bulb in the chandelier, but he's doing a job.
Ah, that's why they gave him the paper. Mm.
Okay. So, what do? You carry on walking?
Yeah, I think I'd like to go and meet Dyson first.
Okay. So you arrive at Brant Shipping, and go through the door. In a room, you arrive in a room obviously built for function over form. It's a 20 square foot room with a 10-foot high ceiling. There are mismatched chairs in the waiting room. They seem to be taken from ships or other differing locations, and many have small nicks and scratches on them. On the walls are stately oil paintings of a few of different ships in the Brant fleet, a stark contrast to the hodgepodge furnishings. The door to the inner office is closed, but as a desk sits nearby with a young lady who you recognise as Claire, who is the assistant to Dyson Brant. She's dressed in a smart skirt suit. Her hair is all pulled back into a ponytail, and she has a locket around her neck. And she looks up, and she says, "Hello, yes, can I help you?" "Oh, it's you! Oh, welcome back. Welcome back. Very lovely to see you. Welcome. What can I do you for?"
We're here to see Dyson.
Oh, what? Oh, I haven't seen you for ages. How are you all?
Clinging on.
Clinging
Just
on.
about.
Okay. Well, I tell you what. Is Mr. Dyson expecting you?
I believe so, yes.
Okay. Okay. Well, take a seat. And she rings a bell. Bing.
Is it the bell?
It is the bee bell.
Oh.
And Womble feels this strange affinity to the bell.
Oh, oh, oh.
It's in tune with magical properties.
I'm going to keep an eye on it. When it kind of slips out of her sight, I will make it look like the bell is not there anymore.
Made your hand to the bell.
She's just sitting there behind the desk. She's keeping herself busy, and she's looking at you and says, "Yeah, how are you all been?" And she's trying to make small talk. She's obviously not particularly good at this.
Fine.
We've been quite busy.
Have you been
stuff.
anything exciting? You, I mean, your sort of people, your sort of groups of adventurers. We've been seeing lots of you spring up all over the city recently. And actually, what we've seen is that the big factions in the town are paying attention to this. For the first time, really, ever, they're trying to recruit people. One is the Council of Tal'Dorei and the Arcana Panasophical, and also the class. But I mean, you don't want to join them because they're just terrible people. I don't know. How can people do that to other people? I don't understand that at all. I don't understand that at all.
No, it's not something we'd ever get involved with.
And she stops. And again, you remember there's a clock here that ticks. And you'll sit there sort of slightly uncomfortably. And
So this is what happens when you have a room full of people that can't small talk.
We're all strong silent types.
Yeah.
I was about to say, I think across the party, our average charisma score is about -1.
Pretty much.
I think, as far as I'm aware, the only one who's got really high charisma is Womble, and that's because when Womble talks, you pay attention. My God.
Yes, Womble is very charismatic.
My charisma is actually -1.
Okay, so there is after a few minutes of rather uncomfortable silence, And she obviously is busying herself doing nothing in particular. And she keeps fiddling with her locket. And the door opens for the office behind you, and out comes Dyson Brand. Sorry, he's wearing his black breeches. His hair is slicked back, greyed around the corners, as you know. Welcome. Come on through. Claire, you should have told me that they were here. Sorry, Mr. Brandt. And he invites you through into his office.
Here we go.
I will join him.
So you go through into his office. It is, as you know, meticulous. The desk is right in the right place. He's got 5 pens lined up on his desk. He has 5 chairs lined up in front of his desk for you to sit on. They're all functional, and he has a big chair with red leather that he goes back and leans back on, and he arches his fingers. Well, thank you for coming. Thank you for coming. And he looks at Bazir, and how is Nightbane doing?
Nightbane has pretty much saved all of our lives on a few occasions already.
Can you just let me see?
Yes, of course.
So you take out Nightbane, and it's quite dark in this room, and you can see a slight glimmer of light comes from it. Such good times. But I've changed. I don't do that anymore. So thank you for coming. Now, the reason I asked you here is I may have some work for you. Would you be interested?
Interesting choice of words, Dyson. Why do you say may have work?
I guess you could turn around and say you don't want to do it.
Fair enough point. Sorry.
So would you be interested?
Tell us a bit about what you need.
Well, that we have a bit of a pest problem. As you've probably seen, we are, and he speaks with these pregnant pauses. You know, you're starting to realise that these people who are powerful and have these illusions of grandeur and of power, they like to sort of have. You do this to try and put people ill at ease. We're looking for a pest control problem. The council are trying to repair the city, and the mages are being employed by the council to do this. They are leveling the destruction to try and rebuild it. But there is a problem. Something has disturbed the trash monsters from the sewers, and these are attacking the mages. And the mages are part of the Arcana Pansophical. And you all know this is one of the big groups in Imon. It is a semi-secretive society of mages, sorcerers, and what have you. And they have been employed to actually help rebuild the city very quickly, because one mage can do the work of 100 labourers very easily. So they are sought after, but they are bankrupting the city by doing this. These trash monsters are coming up, and they're attacking the mages, and they have used a lot of their powers on the building and the reconstruction, and they're now claiming danger money Now, mages are expensive. And to be honest, you're cheaper.
Oh, thanks.
So
Dyson.
I'll be asking you to
Dang.
go and actually go and get rid of this pest problem for me. So this town can be rebuilt to the glory that it once was prior to the dragons coming. And you can see almost like this fanatical devotion in his eyes. We need to get this done.
What are these trash monsters, Dyson?
Trash monsters. Oh, sorry. Can you, one of you, make a nature roll for me?
Sure, I'll do that. 16.
Okay, so you know trash monsters. That is a common term for a creature called an otyug, which is a something you don't know a huge amount. And you tell the group that. Dice says, "Oh, I'm sorry. Yes. Some commonly known otyugs, I think they're sometimes called. Horrible things, but every city has them. They live in the sewers. They live underground in the cemeteries. They sort of take care of all the waste and things. But normally they look after themselves. But they're coming up and attacking the mages, and the mages are threatening to go on strike. Goodness gracious me! And we can't afford to get even more mages to protect the mages. That would be silly."
Makes sense.
But this should be an opportunity. If we can go and clear out these trash monsters, it will mean going into the sewers. But there are rumours that in the sewers there are some of the treasures of Thordak. It was the big ancient red dragon who was there, which the clasp have not explored all of this, and you may well find other treasures down there as well.
That's an awful lot of ifs in that sentence. What's the pay for this?
Well, I will pay 400 pieces of gold to clear out as many of these trash monsters as you can.
Seems fair enough.
400 each or 400 per creature?
400 for all of you.
So only what?
And if you're down there, I'm after particularly a certain sort of gem, and he holds up his hand and his fist. He holds up his fist, his right fist, and he looks at it and he says, "If you find a red gem the size of my fist, I will buy that off you too, because I need it for something I'm doing."
What is it? What does it do?
Well, I don't know yet. It's just a gem, but I'm trying to do something. I think there may be a way to repair some of Thordak's damage. And as you know, at the heart of the city, the Cloudtop district, there's this great big rent in the ground, which is pouring out magma. But outside the city as well, in some of the areas, particularly to the south, some of the prime farmlands have been turned into wasteland by fire coming from the elemental plane. And he says, we need to start healing these rifts to these other places. Otherwise, this town will die. This city will die, and this is my city. This city has given me everything I've got. I need to look after it. And you can see almost like this sort of fanaticism in his eyes. My city will survive. These dragons will not win.
Okay, we'll do it, Brant.
Yeah, sounds good to me.
We can help you there.
Yes, sounds good.
Excellent. I knew. And he sort of suddenly changes, and the eyes just become normal again. He says, I knew I could depend on you. Now, your contract for the job is a Magus called Magus Wiles. I will alert him immediately to let him know that you'll be joining him. And you can see him just stare into space a little bit. He knows you're coming.
Okay.
So,
Right.
fantastic. Well done. Thank you for doing this. I mean, the city will be forever grateful if we can start reducing some of this flame and start closing some of these portals to other dimensions. I think we have a chance of true recovery. And he just checks down at his pens to make sure nobody's moving. Does anybody move them?
No.
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 It is a sort of a womble thing.
It is
No,
a very
no,
thing.
wobble is fine. It's really settling. It's orderly. It's nice.
Okay. So,
Okay, fine. As I make my way out of the room, I'm going to sneeze and use thaumaturgy to vibrate the whole room and knock everything off this desk.
Wonderful sense to it.
could you make a deception roll, please?
Sure. Oh, that's better than I was expecting. Deception. 12.
Oh, so as you get up to leave, Dax sneezes, and it's exceedingly loud, and the room shakes a little bit. Yeah, then the dust disturbs, and some of the pens on the desk, move a little bit,
Oh, apologies. Allergies.
and he just okay, bye, and he just squares them off again, and he says nothing more.
Okay.
And as you leave the room, Bazir, look after Nightbane for me.
Yeah, it tends to be looking after me a little bit more than I look after it, but I'll do my best.
Okay. So, you go out. Claire is sitting out there. Did he give you the job?
Yes, he did.
I knew you would do it. I knew you'd do it because I did say to Mr. Brandt that you would be the good ones to do this. He is trying to look after the city. He's trying to. I know he signed up to do something. He's trying to heal the crater in the middle of the city. And please help him do that. Please help him. She's almost pleading as she says this.
Do you think it's possible?
Yes, if anybody can do it, he can. He is just in the last since the Chroma Conclave attacked, he has become obsessed with saving the city, and he's put all his money and effort into restoring the lands hereabouts.
We'll do everything we can to help.
Thank you. And she holds her locket again.
I would say to the group, were you looking for this Magnus Wild?
Magus Wiles.
Magus Wiles. Does anyone know where this guy is?
Oh
Anyone?
yeah, he's doing some of the reconstruction work, and she gives you directions.
Cool. So we know where we're going now. Excellent.
Okay. I will thank you for doing this, and I will see you when your job is done. Not quite sure what he's asked you to do, but I'm sure it's all for the best. And she goes back to her ledger in front of her, and you walk out. So it's a warm, sunny autumnal day in Eamon. The city is alive and buzzing with activity. Scars of recent war seem to be healing. Yet people are shook up by the recent attacks from the city, making it hard to get back their day-to-day lives. As you walk past people, you can see the toll of the attacks have had over the last few weeks. It should be a time of calm is instead opening up old wounds and creating an atmosphere close to that of the Chroma Conclave days. So the conflict between the Myriad and the Clasp has unsettled the city, almost like a secret war. People are rushing through the business and hurrying off the streets even now, when no attacks are taking place and no military action has been declared. The idea of the battle between the Clasp and Myriad has everybody on edge. Of course, most of the population don't know that Myriad cell has been expunged by a group of adventurers known as, insert name here. Okay, so you meander your way down. Are you going to do anything, or are you just going to make yourself wait your way straight there?
Head there, to be honest.
Okay.
Yeah, I think so.
There's a throng of people around. As you're going around, you hear people say things as you walk past, and there's a lot of people around, and you hear comments such as, "The ground beneath is unstable. It's swelling buildings up whole. You got to be aware of your house. It may just suddenly disappear." You hear somebody else say, "The arms of Iran being infiltrated by criminals. Oh, these are dark days indeed." And somebody else, "Monster races have been attacking the cities for the past few weeks. It isn't safe to travel anymore." And somebody else looks at you, and with a baleful eye, and he says loudly to a group of thugs around him, "Been a lot of adventurers in the city lately. That usually means trouble." And they just all look at you as you walk past. Okay. And you arrive at the site to find half a dozen men and women standing there. Now you're used to manual workers, stripped to the waist with big mattocks or spades or pickaxes, but these are people wearing grey robes, some with beards of more advanced age maybe. And as you stand there, you suddenly see a stone wall in front of you change shape and just drop onto the floor. Womble, do you have Arcana proficiency?
Not proficiency. I do have
Do you have Arcana proficiency?
Oh, sorry,
I do.
Okay, could you make an Arcana roll for me, please?
Sure.
Sorry, DM, I do. I forgot about that.
Well, mine was terrible. That was a 5.
Okay, so whoever has Arcana proficiency may make a roll.
Not much better. Mine is 10 altogether.
Okay, so you can see sort of sparkles and things and beams coming out of people's hands, and you can see great big wads of earth and stone being moved around. Sometimes one person in particular, you see a beam of energy, a bit like the Eldritch blast that comes out of his hand, hits a wall, and suddenly the wall just completely dissipates, and just all you see is this cloud of dust in the air. You're intrigued by this, but you don't know what it is. And you get to your rendezvous point, and you see a humble-looking man dressed in well-worn clothes, directing half a dozen casters in the demolition of a partially standing building. As two people move their hands and speak under the breath, the stone of a low-bone wall gives way, and a 30-foot wall worth of wall comes crashing down with a satisfying thud. A cloud of dust fills the air, and you can taste the city in your mouth. Smiling smugly, he pats one of them on the shoulder, and again a cloud of dust envelops his people, as they've obviously been doing this all day, and they are covered in the debris of their castings. He coughs and shakes away the dust and stones, and He waves his fingers, and some of it just sort of moves away from him and falls onto the floor. Then he turns around and sees you and says, "Ah, you there? Are you there? Might you be the ones been sent to us by Dyson and Alora?"
That's the ones.
Okay, and you see here this elderly man in his 70s. He's very stringy, but he's still dancing around and moving around like a much younger man. There's not an ounce of fat on him. He's wearing, say these utilitarian robes. He says, "Hello, well, my name is Magus Thanor Wiles," and he goes up to the party and he shakes all your hands. So he goes up to Bazir and shakes your hand. "Hello, what's your name?"
Zir, good to meet you.
Okay, fine. And he goes up to Fabius. "What's your name?"
It's Fabius.
"Fabius, do you do magic?"
No.
Oh, what's your name? He goes to Jordan. Jordan, okay. And he goes to Dak.
Hello, yes, my name's Dak.
"Hello, you are one of the infernal race, yes? Are you a magus?"
No. Different sort of magic for me.
And and he says, and he goes to Womble. Are you with them?
Sorry, I missed that.
Are you with them?
Yes!
Oh, are you an arcane caster?
Yes, I am magically inclined.
Tell me about it. And he sort of ignores the rest of you and he puts his arm around Womble and takes Womble away. Wonderful. Tell me, what do you do? What do you specialise in?
Nothing particularly. I can do this, and I'll do an Eldritch Blast to the floor.
Ooh, that's very good.
I'll prestidigitate like a little love heart sigil on the floor.
Ooh, I like that.
And other things, but I don't want to waste my energy.
I'm going to create a bonfire under Womble's arse.
Okay. So, a cantrip bonfire?
Yeah.
Okay. So, that is a dexterity saving throw, I believe. Womble, can you make a dexterity saving throw?
Yeah.
It is.
Attack. That's a disadvantage.
Oh,
Try that again.
Disadvantage.
One's a natural 20. The other one is saving throw dexterity 13 altogether.
Oh yeah, you're fine.
Okay. So suddenly a bonfire comes up behind you, and you just skip out of the way.
No one likes a show off.
I just
Dad doing this. So you think possibly this is me being sane Magus Wiles doing this.
I know your tricks.
How good are you at these things? How advanced are you at this? At what you do? Tell me about it.
Well, I can do up to level 2, if that means anything to you two at all.
Oh well, yes. Well, I know the terminology.
Yeah.
What would you like to be when you are more when you are
Older?
Oh, well, probably in a coffin somewhere, hopefully. I'm really not sure how much time I've got left. I think you might have the same worries as me.
Learn fast.
Hopefully not dead, but not undead, yes?
Yeah. Yeah, I see where you're going with this.
We're looking for people of the arcane persuasion to join our wonderful establishment. Would that be something you'd be interested in?
What is your establishment?
The Pansophical Arcana.
Sounds like a cult to me. Not for me, thank you. Bye.
Okay, well, are you here to actually help us with our problem anyway?
I will direct you to our face of the party. And I'll mage hand and kind of grab Fabius by the shoulder and kind of pull him towards me.
So Fabius, you feel this push behind you, which knocks you forward.
Oh, yeah.
Speak.
And he turns to you and he says, "Oh, well, you could all join our lovely little group. We are looking for new recruits at the moment. We do need muscle." He looks at all of you, and we need people who are who can sort of talk to some of the more natural world. And he looks at Dak, and he looks at Fabius. And what do you do exactly?
No, I'm just here to make everyone look better.
Oh, we could always use somebody like you as well.
Cool.
I think he's just being modest. He is the saving grace.
No, so you've been sent here by my friend, yes. Well, so I need to tell you what this is about. There are, and he takes you into a tent. Okay. And I know this is the market area, but we are going. We're on the market area, but he takes you. Why is that not working? Can anybody move?
I can move.
Yeah, me too.
Mine's just frozen. Hold it. So he takes you onto the tent and he says, "Look, now I have to be honest with you. There are darker forces at work here than the Myriad. I believe the Myriad have been chased off by the clasp, and finding people willing to stand against part of to stand up and be part of my mission is really capital. Really capital. There's lots of work to be done. Since the age of Arcanum, we have been collecting lore, artifacts, and whatever knowledge we can scavenge. Now is the time to put it to work, and we have been doing so, but we need more hands. Making this area safe to work in will mean less personnel need, and our resources can be put elsewhere in this region. There have been attacks all over the place lately, and travel is more dangerous than I've ever seen it. Monster races like goblins, kobolds, and orcs, and gnolls have been more active, and I hear the stirrings and the spiders to the north as well."
Yeah, we heard something about that too.
Really? What have you heard?
There's spiders in the north.
Yeah, I don't think they'll be giving you any more trouble though.
Apparently some Waffle House dealt with it.
Waffles.
Waffles?
Yeah.
Waffle House? What's a waffle? I don't know Waffle House. And he gets out a book and says, "Tell me what's a Waffle House?"
I don't know. We just heard that they're really good at what they do, and they solve problems. And they got rid of all these spiders.
Okay.
Can I stand right behind him and read his book as he's reading it, if that's okay?
Okay. So he's just making notes and he's just writing.
Is this tent bigger on the inside?
Nope.
Okay.
This is the market square you've got here, but there was a lot of activity going on around here.
Okay.
But there are that now the mages have stopped casting their spells, and now some labourers are going in to actually remove some of the rubble, and there's some children running around, so that they've been watching this and playing, and there was other people around as well who've been watching, and now they're going about their business.
Okay. So, what do you need help with? Mages?
Well, we've been. I think I don't know if you've been told. We've been having problems with these Otyugh creatures. They have been sort of interfering with our ability to for demolition and reconstruction of the city.
Okay. Well, what I can suggest is, if you tell us about the Otyughs, we will help faster.
Okay. And as you say that, you hear a scream from outside. You hear some of the people who are milling around. They scream. You're in the tent at the moment.
I will quickly move out of the tent and go
find out what's going on.
Time to go to work.
If I can get this bloody thing to work. Not that. That's because I've got the wrong level on. Okay, so You see, as you come out of this tent, want to move yourself out?
Aha!
Okay, so you come out, you see here, there's some people, they're running away, and a large beast is standing here. And it's just crawled out of a sewer. There you go. This is a creature. It's got 3 legs. It's got 3 arms, which are flailing around, and it's got a great big maul mouth to it. And it is going to attack 2 of those people in front of it. And they both are out of its range and run off. So these people run away, and they're screaming. There is a child stuck here. She's screaming, and she's not moving. She is scared. She is petrified. She is not moving.
I am going to dash in at full speed with my cane out.
Okay, can roll for initiative, please.
Hey.
Hey!
Boo.
Hey! What have I done with my bits?
Oh. Sorry. I got the best possible roll, but then I remember that my initiative's -1, so I can never get a great roll.
Oh.
They moved the initiative button. That's unhelpful. There we go. So that is.
I'm just going to write them down because this thing takes forever.
19 for me.
What's your dexterity?
-1. It's great.
And it's Bazir. Womble gets a 12. Fabius gets a 22. What does Jordan get?
16.
Jordan and Dak and Womble. Okay, so Fabius, you are there. You can see there. You can see that great big beast. It's now lumbering towards that little girl.
Yep, so that is. I'm going to have to zoom in for this. 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30. Cunning action to dash. 5, 10, 15, 20. I'm pulling the dagger out of my cane. I will attack.
Okay. Attack away.
Attack away. That is a 10 plus 6. 16.
A 16. A 16 hits.
16 hits. And that is a d4 with no bonuses, sadly. Oh.
Now, let me describe this creature. It is large. It is about 8 foot wide around the middle bit. It is about 8 foot tall, and his arms are about 6 foot long.
I immediately regret my decision, but I don't really. Oh boy, that's a 1. So that is 5 points of piercing damage.
That's what it is.
Oh, he's a happy chappy.
Okay.
He's smiling.
He's smiling. He's smiling.
Sewer pup.
Yeah.
All here in your mind. Food. Hunger. So how much damage did you do?
5.
5 damage. Okay, so your dagger scrapes along its side and it cuts it ever so slightly, and it hardly notices you. Okay, and then it stops its advance towards the child, and it looks at you, Fabius, and it swings one of its appendages at you.
Bring it.
That is a 17 to hit.
I am now protected by my new male shirt, so that doesn't hit.
And a 15 to hit.
That doesn't hit either.
Okay, and then he launches, and he goes to bite you. With a 15.
Again, doesn't hit.
Okay. So this thing flails its arms around. You can see spikes on the end of it. There is sewer detritus. There's night soil on it. It smells of the sewer. As you get close to it, its bite, although it misses you, its breath is that of decay and rankness. Okay, Bazir.
Yes. I
You're
am
so
going
lucky, Fabius.
Well, I'm lucky I got that new shirt. That's what saved me there.
You've got Ariane Wynn shirt.
6. Okay, I've moved.
How far have you moved?
I've moved 60. I've moved and dashed.
You moved and dashed. Okay.
Moved
Yep.
and dashed.
Yep.
Then I'm going to action surge, and I'm going to try and bop him one.
You're going to bump him one. Okay, you bump him one. You can't be in his space.
Okay, have I gone one too far there?
Yeah, sorry, he is. I'm sorry, he's. There we go.
Okay.
Yep.
Sorry,
There we go. So bump him one then.
Bump him one. That is a 18.
That's a hit.
That's a hit. Okay.
You take out Nightbane, and Nightbane is not glowing at the moment. Doing daylight here.
Okay. That is 7 damage.
7 damage. Okay, so you hit it. Its skin is thick and blubbery. Although you slice it and there's a little trickle of blood, it doesn't seem to do a huge amount of harm to it.
Okay.
Jordan.
I am going to go 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, and I'm going to draw a crossbow from my new quiver, and I'm going to take a shot at him.
Okay, well, a crossbow won't fit into your quiver.
A crossbow bolt from
Yep.
my new quiver,
Okay,
and I shoot at him.
shoot at it. Far away.
9, 10, 11.
It's a miss.
Damn it.
So it actually the crossbow bolt ricochets off its blubbery body. Do anything else?
Not much else I can do, so I shall just wait there.
Okay. Womble.
Well, Womble. How far away is it from Womble? How far can I get? 5, 10, 15, 20. Probably get to about next to Dak, roughly. About there. Do I get any sights on the creature?
You can get sight. It's bigger. It's a large creature, so you can see over it.
Okay.
There is a tent in the. No. Okay. Yeah, you can easily hit it. Yeah, no problem.
Yeah. Womble will kind of stand on his tippy toes and just kind of, crack his knuckles a little bit and just go, Eldritch Blast.
And he doesn't know.
Awesome.
Okay, go for it.
Just does a simple Eldritch Blast. That is 16 to hit.
That's a hit.
Nice. That is 1 force damage.
Oh,
Useless.
Wow.
Okay, and Dak.
I'm going to be a bear.
Hey.
So Dak turns into a bear.
I do. So what's that?
You really just do this to annoy me, don't you?
I do. I'm sorry. Maybe we'll have to just start using a generic image for me and just say that that's everything.
Where's Dak? Here we go. Dak, bear.
Yeah.
I'm going to move you over there
Okie dokie.
and make sure that you can see. There we go. You got the bear.
Wee. Right.
And these people around you scream as they see the bear and they run away from you two.
Well, yeah, that's fine.
Okay.
5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, 35, 35. Cool. Right, I will. I'll have a multi-attack at him. So
Right.
I'm gonna bite him first.
Okay.
Bitey.
You are a bear, aren't you?
I am.
You have sensitive smell, don't you?
Keen smell, yes.
Ethan, could you make a Constitution saving throw for me, please?
I can do. Oh, that's a 1.
Oh.
Okay, so you're going to have a disadvantage in the attack because the smell is so repugnant. You smell sewers, you smell toilet, you smell death and decay, and that is just overpowering. As a bear, that's overpowering you. You don't want to get too close. So your attacks are a disadvantage.
Okay, well, I'd already rolled the dice the first time and I got a 20, so it's only downhill from here.
Yeah.
So that's 13 to hit.
13, that's a miss.
Okay.
Okay.
And then we'll try with the claws, and that's a disadvantage as well, isn't it?
The claws I'd be normal because that's not a bite. The bite,
Okay.
your nose is going to go close to him, so I'll let you do the claws normally.
Okay. Oh, that's a 1. So
Oh my god.
So
Yep.
the smell really, the reek of this smell puts you off, and
Yeah.
you don't want to get close. And so
That's not great.
attack as a bear, Ghost growls, but actually he's hanging back.
I'm just there for show.
Okay, top of round. Fab. This girl is just lying there, and she's huddled, petrified. Everybody else runs off to a safe distance, and then they're watching the show.
Nice. Right, I'm going to start cunning action disengaging, and I'm going to run to this girl and scoop her up.
Yep.
And is she small enough that I can run unhindered, or am I half movement?
What's your strength?
10.
So you can run unhindered.
Brilliant. So that is 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30.
Okay. So she's there.
And I'm going to action dash to do another 5, 10.
You've disengaged. Oh, your action was to pick her up. You've disengaged.
Fair enough. Then I am there.
Yeah. Okay. So you've taken her away. Okay. And she's just looking at you, petrified. She's pale. She's got big eyes, and she's just shaking. Monster! Monster!
No bear.
Okay. And it now turns on you, Bazir, because the bear has backed off a bit because of the smell.
Okay.
So, natural 1. God. No, that's no good either. That's a 13.
No.
And then it goes two of its arms flap around and try and hit you, but you parry them with your shield. And then his bite comes forward and it bites you, and it bites you with a 24.
Oh, that certainly is.
Okay, so its great big maw closes on you and bites down. And you take 12 damage from this.
Okay.
And could you make a Constitution saving throw for me, please?
I certainly can. That is a 11.
11. You are now poisoned.
Oh, good.
You get disadvantage to ability and attack rolls.
Okay.
Okay. And you see that some of the sewer soil gets in its mouth, gets into your bloodstream and from the bite, and you feel it's make you more sluggish. Is it?
Okay. I will just move around here. And then I'm going to take a swing.
Okay.
Disadvantage, of course.
Yep.
Okay, so and the other one. So that's a 16.
That's a hit.
Hey. Okay, so that does 11 damage, and I'm going to unwavering mark him. So if he attacks anyone else, he has disadvantage.
Okay. Jordan.
I am going to 5, 10, 15, 20, and I'm going to take another shot at him.
You can take another shot at him, yeah?
Yes. 17, 19.
That's a hit.
Yeah, that's a hit. D6. 4.
4. So you are a lot of you are hitting him, but it was almost like you've got a very small hatchet and trying to chop down a very big tree. You're chipping away at it, but you're not doing a huge amount of damage. And Womble.
So Womble kind of seeing that, when the swords and the more physical items are kind of not really affecting this creature that much, he's just gonna sigh. He's gonna look at his hands a little bit and just go, "Oh, here we go again." Oh, and he's just gonna just kind of, not with any enthusiasm or any spectacles, just go, flick his fingers forward to do a level 2 scorching ray.
There is a great big bear in the way. I'll just let you know.
Because that's Dak, isn't it? So I could hit.
Yeah.
So I just go 5, 10, 15, 20, 25 there.
Yeah.
And do I have a better shot of him now?
You do, but still, if you miss only just, then you will hit the bear.
Okay, what happens if I just move over by one more?
Okay, so that tent, you can fire around that tent, and you got a clear line of sight.
Cool. Right, so I'll make all 3 against this beastie.
Okay.
So one is 14 to hit. One is 19 to hit. One is an 18 to hit.
All three hit.
Excellent. Let's roll 6d6. So that's 5d6. So that's 19 plus 5. So that's 24 damage altogether.
Nice.
Bit more like it. Okay, and it feels that, and it takes a step back, and it looks at you, Womble, and goes, pain. And you don't see its mouth move, but you can hear the voice in your head. Pain.
Yeah,
Eat.
Womble's just uninterested. Just,
Okay. Dak.
Okie dokie. I am going to move around this way so I can get a bit of flanking going on.
Yep.
And then I'm going to multi-attack him again.
Well away.
Hopefully I'll actually get it this time. Do you still want me to do disadvantage on the bite?
You wait, do another constitution roll for me, please.
Yep. Where's it
Bite
gone? 15.
That's fine. No, you stop breathing for this attack.
Okay. So I will.
Attack.
So I'll get the advantage with this one then, won't I, for the flanking?
Yep.
Cool. So 19 to hit.
That's a hit.
Cool. And then that's an 8.
We've got all the wrong music on at the moment, haven't we?
So that's 11 piercing damage for the first one.
11. That's fantastic. Yep.
And then we want another 20.
hey.
Oh, that's not so great. That's only an 11.
And that's a miss.
Yep.
No, the bite hit. So you lean forward and you bite in the back of its head, ignoring the taste, but the claws miss. Fabius.
Right, I'm going to continue another 5, 10, 15, 25, 30.
Yep.
And I'm going to drop the young lady off in that alleyway.
Okay. Yeah, we go. That's
and
dropping is not an action, so you can still do something.
I'm going to say run.
Yep.
And I'm going to cunning action to 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30. And there's a bear in the way. That's unfortunate.
There's a bear. You can try and fire through him, but you may hit the bear.
No, that's all right. What I'm going to do is hold my action. I'm going to set up a shot. So if the bear moves, I can hit.
Okay, cool. Back to the great big beastie. Womble injured it. It runs forward. 5, 10, 15. Now you both can get attacks of opportunity.
Mine will be at disadvantage still, won't it?
It will be a disadvantage, yep.
Okay. Well, that was a natural one. So.
You can attack with an attack of opportunity as well. And Fabius, you get a shot.
Yes, I do.
Okay. Don't get the flanking for this, do we?
No, you don't. No,
No, that's fine.
It's a 10 for me, so I'm assuming that's a miss.
that's a miss.
Oh,
Wasn't expecting it to move.
that's a 10 for me too.
That's a miss. Is there?
Oh, mine was a natural one. Sorry, mate. Yeah, that was a miss.
So he tramples through this tent and attacks Womble. Now he's got this thing on that from you, Bazir, on him, hasn't he?
Yes, that only works when he's within 5 feet of me. So
Okay,
he will not have disadvantage.
So he attacks Womble.
Womble will shield.
That's a first tentacle, 22 to hit.
Oh, it smashes me, yeah.
Wow.
Okay, second tentacle, 22 to hit.
Oh my
Smashes
God.
me.
Okay. Each tentacle does. Excuse me a second. Tentacle attack. 7 damage.
Oh, so that's 14 damage.
So far. And then it reaches forward, and you are now. What he's done with his tentacles, it's actually grappled you. Both its tentacles are wrapped round you. Okay, you're now grappled, and it pulls you towards its mouth, and it bites you with advantage now, with a 25 to hit.
Yep, that hits.
Okay, so that is a bite, does 12 damage. And I need you to.
I'm down.
Okay, you're down.
Yep.
Okay, so what the rest of you see is that Womble, his legs are sticking out of the mouth of this beast.
Oh dear.
Oh, crap.
Okay, and it's starting to follow Womble. Okay. Bazir.
Well, I'm gonna obviously run over here. So
It's one way to get out of a marriage. Best thinks.
Um, from looking at this, if I try and drag him out, am I going to make things worse? Is he just going to get impaled by teeth?
There's just teeth. There were just basically the tentacles are wrapped around him and it's shoved him down in its mouth, and he's just his feet dangling out at the moment.
So I could actually make things worse, really, couldn't I, by trying to drag him past serrated teeth?
Possibly, you could possibly try and pull him out, but you could, but you don't know.
I don't know.
Never seen one of these beasts before.
Okay, if I don't know, I am going to attempt it. I might as well, if I'm not sure, I'm going to try and drag him out as best I can.
Okay, so you need to make a grapple roll, please.
Okay, do I get the chance to get rid of this poisoned, or is that just here until you
That's
let me know?
here until no,
Okay.
that's in your system there.
Cool. So I have this at disadvantage then. That is okay.
And now I'll tell you, he's grappled by both of the tentacles, so you're going to have to ungrapple both. So there's two grapples you'll need to do.
Okay. Right. So that first one, well, the only one I get to do, that's a 13.
That's a 13, is it?
Yep.
Okay, so you pull one of the tentacles off, but it's still one of the other ones, and it's now, and all you see is Womble's feet.
Oh God.
Okay. Doing anything else?
No, that's it for the turn.
Music has stopped.
Oh, sorry.
What a way to go, hey.
Eaten by a toilet monster.
Trash monster, yeah.
What is it with your characters and just getting
Okay.
just obliterated?
Your go.
I am. Well, from where I'm going to go with sword. So 5, 10, 15, 20, and I'm going to pokey with the pointy end.
Pokey. So you get advantage because he's flanked. Okay, so fight, attack away.
Oh, natural 20.
Oh, natural 20.
Only because of the advantage, though.
Sorry?
That's what
Only
we
because of the
needed.
advantage. That is D6. Isn't it?
6 plus 6 plus your modifier.
So 6 plus 3, 9 plus 11.
11. So you injure it, and it makes a sort of gurgled scream noise around the body and legs of Womble. Okay. Do anything else?
I've still got 5 feet, haven't I? No, to move on it would do. Yeah, I'm done.
Okay, Womble, you take 1 death save, and you need to make another death save, please.
Did he attack me, did he?
You're part of you are in its stomach acid.
So, because it'll be 2 death saves through then, if it's an attack.
No, it's actually you're actually in it now. So,
okay.
you've taken 1 damage, 1 for the acid in its stomach, and you need to make a 1 death saving throw.
So I rolled a 12.
So you're 1 success and 1 failure.
Yeah.
Okay, but you're unconscious.
Yep.
Slowly dissolving.
Oh, nice.
Okay, Dak.
Crap. Okay, I'm going to move this way. So Womble's legs are still hanging out of his mouth, isn't it?
Now he's actually inside the creature. On his go, he was taken in.
Okay. Is there any possibility that I could, with my paws, just like rip the monster's mouth back open again?
We can attack it and try it.
Yeah, I would very much like to do that. So that would just we just call that a normal claws attack or
Normal claws attack. Well, you got claw and bite, haven't you? Multi attack.
Yeah. Okay. Let's go for that one then. I'm flanked as well, aren't I? That's good.
Flanking, yeah.
That's good. 20 to hit.
That's a hit.
That's the bite. So that's an 8. Oh, that's good. So that's 11 piercing damage.
Yep.
And then the claws. Oh my god. Damn it. So that's a 9 to hit.
That's a miss.
That's a miss.
You bite onto it and you worry it, but your claws miss as you're doing that. Again, the smell puts you off. Fabius.
Right. 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, dash. 35. I will strike at it while it's distracted.
Okay.
So that is.
He goes back with advantage because he's flanked.
Oh, that's good, because that was a 1. So that's 19 total.
That's a hit.
Perfect. And I get sneak attack, so I've got allies within distance. So that is 7 plus 1 plus 4. That's 11 piercing damage.
11 piercing damage. Okay, it's bleeding from multiple wounds. Okay, and it turns now to Dak. And it swings one of its tentacles at you.
It will be back to disadvantage now that I'm within 5 feet.
Okay, so he rolls a 3 anyway, so it misses.
Sure.
And another tentacle is going to go towards Bazir. If I don't throw my dice on the floor. That's a 12, 18 to hit.
No.
Okay, and it goes to bite Fabius. And that's a disadvantage, yeah?
Yeah.
Well, was very lucky at disadvantage, so that is a 12.
Misses. A dodge.
Okay. Is distracted by Bazir and sort of the jaw just closes above your head. Okay.
Do I take a throw for being in its stomach?
Sorry.
Do I take?
I'm doing that on your go. I did that on
see.
your go. Yeah.
Okay. Yep.
Okay. Bazir.
Okay. Yeah, I'm going to lash out at it.
Okay.
Are we saying that the him being surrounded counters my poison to attack the?
Yeah. So you just attack normally.
Yeah, cool. Just normally. Okay. So, oh god, that's a 12.
That's a miss.
Okay, so it depends how you play this one. The unwavering mark. If the creature does damage to anyone other than me, I get to make a bonus attack. Does the acid damage count as doing damage to someone else, or?
No, because that's a passive damage. No, because it didn't actually attack. That was just what's happening inside its stomach. But he attacks other people. Does it? If it hits other people, does that work?
It's only if it deals damage to someone other than me.
Okay, no, that wasn't actually an attack. That's passive damage as it's eating.
Yep, absolutely fine. Okay.
Okay, Jordan.
I will do.
You need to do something quick.
Yes. Slayer's Prey as well as Pokey Pokey with Sharp End.
Okay, so do that.
17.
That's a hit.
Oh yeah, that's 2d6 this time. 9 total.
9 total. Okay. So you poke it and it is bleeding. It is one of its legs is giving way underneath it, and it turns around to look at you. It realizes it's surrounded, and suddenly its animal instincts start to take hold. And it looks scared and frantic. Womble, can you make a death saving throw for me, please?
Sure. It's 19.
Oh, yes.
Okay, and you take 1 damage for being dissolved. That's 2.
2.
Okay. Dak.
I'm still trying to open its gob as best I can.
Okay, attack away.
So that is a 14 to hit for the bite.
A hit.
And that's 10 piercing.
Yep.
And then with the claws, that's better. 19 to hit.
Yep.
And that's 2d6. 6 and 4. 10 slashing damage.
Okay, Dak, how do you want to do this?
Yeah, I want to rip its
Nice.
jaw from its face.
Yeah. So Dak goes forward, rips the jaw, its top jaw away from it with his own, clamps his teeth around his top jaw and rips it off, and then sticks his claws down into his gullet, and using his bear claw, hooks Womble out, who is barely breathing, and he lands on the roading, the pavement next to you, covered in stomach acid.
Healer's kit coming out.
Okay.
Gonna patch Womble up.
Okay, so Womble is healed for
2 plus 4 plus 4. So that is 10 hit points.
what do you say?
What the hell was that?
Okay.
Oh,
And you can
Just
see
sits.
and the people standing around you sort of are not quite sure how to take this. They was, and then it's, yay, yay! They got the monster! They got the monster! And Saina Wiles was standing back and says, "Oh, well done, not quite how I would do it, but well done, everybody. Well done." And these people come up to you and say, "Oh, well done, well done." It's slightly clear of Dak, who's the bear. Womble is smelling of sewers and it stinks. But they all come up to you and go, "Oh, well, thank you so much. Thank you for saving us. Thank you, thank you, thank you." And there's a woman over here who I have lost. If she's got, here she goes. She's over here. He runs up to her child and grabs her child, and then runs up to Fabby and says, "Thank you for saving my child. Thank you." Thank you.
That's all right.
I can't give you anything much, but and says, I can give you some food from my store.
Oh, really?
So she is one of the people who there's these stalls around. There's a bit of entertainment watching these demolitions and these majors working. She offers you a couple of loaves of bread.
Oh, fantastic.
The word's getting round us. You like that. Some of the children here are now coming along and seeing this dead thing on the ground and are getting sticks and poking it and laughing. The monster's dead. I killed the monster. And one of the brave ones jumps on top of it and goes, "I killed the monster." At which point the tentacles twitch and the child runs away screaming to its mother, "Mummy, it's alive still." Then what do you say? You just stand there looking heroic?
I'm going to plunge my sword into it and go, "That one counts as mine." It was still twitching.
Yes, that was the worst line of that entire movie. What did they mean? What's that about? I was like, really? So Saina comes over, and he looks at the hole here. This bit here, which is the sewer.
Yep.
Where it's squeezed through, and it looks back at the party and says, it's a crappy job, but honest work, right?" Seriously though, they're all down that way, and I'll be here ready to hear your tales of valor when you've done it, but don't die, and I wouldn't recommend diving into them again.
Are they all like that?
It goes back to some of the other side of the square, and goes back to some casters who've now completely ignored you after the entertainment and are starting to take down another building. And the building crumbles and another cloud of dust comes up. And your entertainment has now got boring already, and people are now watching the mages at work. So, your task is to go down into the sewers here at this point and clear out all of these things here.
Fair enough.
Oh.
That sounds like a crazy idea. Did you guys see what it did to me?
Well, you're not supposed to get eaten by it.
What? It just ran at me and put me in his mouth.
Why didn't you run away?
Have you seen my legs? How am I supposed to beat that thing? It's got like 6 legs.
I'm gonna.
3.
It's
Have
6.
Have you still got any acid on you?
He's just standing there naked.
Could you, Jordan and Dak, make nature rolls, please?
Sure.
15.
15 for me too.
Okay. So you both look at this creature, which is this thing here. And then you go along to look down into this dark hole, which is the sewer. And in the sewer area, underneath it, you expect the sewers to be quiet. You hear a tinkling of movement of water. It is completely dark. None of you can see down there, can you? No,
No, not as I am at the moment.
Nay.
no, and you hear growling and more of these creatures down below.
Friendly. Out of interest, as a bear, would I fit down that hole?
No,
No, didn't think so. I'm going to pop back to being Dak
it
then.
managed to squeeze through because it's covered in gloop and stuff.
Okay, I'm going to pop back to being myself then.
Well, you could try a bit through, but you may well get stuck.
Yeah, I'm not going to give everyone the satisfaction of watching a bear trying to fit through a tiny hole.
Yeah. So what are you going to do? You are bruised, battered. Jordan has heard a lot of these new other creatures down below. Womble is sitting on the ground, dripping a little bit like that scene in Men in Black.
That's exactly how I see it.
And he's looking
Sorry for himself.
sorry for himself.
If we go down there and we get attacked by two of these things, we're dead.
Yeah, I think we should probably concentrate on finding out why they're now suddenly aggressive and see if we can do something about the cause rather than the effect.
As a city boy myself, has this ever happened while I was in Western?
Make a nature roll.
Nature roll. 11.
No, you've not heard of these things before, as far as you're concerned. I mean, sewers didn't really. Western had only very sort of basic sewers.
Yeah.
You just threw things in a pit and they just disappeared, as far as you're aware.
It's more hygienic, really, that way. Why would you want water running through your city? Disgusting.
Should we go and ask Gilmore, maybe? You might have some ideas.
He may have some things we can take as well. I mean, whatever came off of that thing, I feel awful.
You don't look your shiny self at the moment, Baz.
No, I'm probably tinged with a bit of green at this point.
Your beautifully shiny armour is covered in filth from the sewers.
Oh,
10 minutes. 10 minutes that lasted.
I'll clean it off him.
Okay, and
Smile.
And Womble, your husband, sort of smiles at you wanly and waves his fingers, and all this gore comes off you, and the sewage comes off you. But Womble is not looking after himself. He's still sitting there in a puddle of digestive juices.
I'm going to tear some fabric off that closest tent and give him a wipe down.
Okay. And you just managed to smear him, and he just looks bedraggled. His beard is now been dissolved and is much shorter. It now looks a bit more like a short goatee.
My power! No! Yeah. Well, I'll clean myself up and say I'm not going down there, guys. I think I like Dak's idea. And thank you, Dak, and Jordan, and Baz, and Fabius, for saving me again.
See, this is what I meant. You hide in the back, and you still get dead.
I was even behind a tent. Like, what?
Yeah.
It's clearly, it likes old men. Clearly.
Don't we all?
Watch it, Baz. That's better talk, that is.
And as you do this, you hear voices in your minds. Hungry, food. And another voice, Mama, hunger, food.
Did we manage to orphan yet another set of creatures? We are the worst sort of people. We need to start killing things in whole families.
You did.
Leave no survivors.
Look, these things, they're obviously hungry. We can source food.
I mean, I kind of assumed that they got fed from the sewage and the rubbish that gets thrown away.
Yeah, I don't know whether all of this construction work or destruction work, whichever way they're doing it, is just upsetting the ecosystem underneath the city and the sewers.
Possible.
So, Womble, what do you want to do? You're the one who has had another brush with his maker.
I want to sleep. I want to clean myself naturally, and I want to speak to someone that doesn't know or knows more about these things than we do, because these are clearly something that more important people in the city know about. And I really liked Dak's suggestion of doing instead of putting a band-aid over the problem, fixing the problem at its root.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. So you have. Are you going to go back to the inn then?
I'm going to do a quick detour and grab some anti-venom.
You have a load of anti-venom already.
Oh yeah, we never used the stuff we got, did we?
You didn't.
Womble did.
Okay, so you start moving away, and Sana Wild comes. Excuse me, where are you going? The sewer's down that way.
We need to go and do some investigation first.
Research.
Well, yeah, but don't be long. Yeah, this is
Okay.
the way of our building work.
Well, if
Okay.
another one comes up, just do what we did.
Yeah, but we can't do this, and we can't do it all, and we're not
What?
paid for this danger money.
Oh.
And you can
Would
see
you say hazard pay?
behind him says, "Look, if there's more of those things, I'm going on strike. I'm not doing this.
You guys need a union.
We have a union. We're not going to do this. We're going to go on strike."
It sounds like you need a better union.
Sounds like you're in a union if you're striking.
Somebody else says, right, yeah, agreed. And actually, some of the other mates says, right, we're not doing any more until this is sorted. And they walk away from the site. And the crowd gathering there, who was enjoying the fireworks and the entertainment, so, oh, come on, and they all sort of disperse slowly. And then Sana Wiles is standing there and says, "You better be back quickly. This is costing me money."
But it almost cost him his life, so I think we win.
Okay, so you go off back to the Vieux Croc and spend another night there. You can do anything. And Bazir is poisoned.
Oh,
Can you do anything about that, or?
yeah. Baz, do you want me to fix that up for you?
Yeah, if you could do something about this.
Yeah, that's fine. Come here. And I will lesser restoration you.
So you put one hand on the ground, feel the power of nature and the wild mother, and you pull the poison out of him, the poison of the sewers. And Bazir, you feel like your old self again.
Oh,
See, that stuff looks tasty, but don't eat it.
it doesn't feel great, I've got to say. Much better now, though.
So you spend another night of sleep, which is another 5 gold pieces. And following morning, you get up, have your break or fast, and I will stop there.
Hey,
Okay.
Very nice.
That bit was supposed to take
10, 20 minutes.
no, I've given up with that. Their time span's rubbish. Well, thank you very much, everybody. Well, I didn't expect the first of many, to cause so much damage. But
Wow, what did you roll on those 3 hits?
everybody was doing minor damage to it, and you just wellied it, and so it went after you.
Yeah, but it must have because it rolled like what 22, 24, and 23 or something, didn't it? It was
It's
just
a big beastie.
yeah, it just went ham on Womble, with my 24 hit points.
I was about to say,
Roll.
Wobble's probably the least equipped to take hits out of all of us.
Yeah. Not to mention that most creatures, judging by what I've seen, tend to get like a +5 to hit as well. So it's it's nasty.
It just demolished me. It's a right wake up call, that was. It's
You are moving into the territory of beasties which could do a lot of damage. Yeah.
Yeah, I think I might have to have a bit of a spell reshuffle as well.
Yes.
Well, you know what you're up against.
Which is equally valuable, to be honest.
The following morning, and you know that you're probably overdue finishing this.
Yeah.
I know what I need to do. I'm going to shoot it, and then I'm going to stab it, and I'm going to shoot
Good plan.
I'm going to do that, but without the shooting.
Yeah.
Preferably when one of you are within 5 feet, or he can't see me.
Absolutely.
One can zap it, and
I'm
I'll
going to
bite
make myself smell like garbage. And I'm going to hide. I'm going to take a note out of a certain wizard that I heard tales about when I was a young boy.
Yeah, maybe I'll have to find a form without a nose.
Yeah, well, so I was going to come up and prestidigitate kind of a non-smellable thing, a nondescript smell.
Yeah.
To help you, but then I was like, I can't get there in time.
I'll have to have I don't know. Can spiders smell? I have no idea. I'm going to have to have a look at that.
Ooh.
They're insects. It's pheromones, I imagine.
Yeah, I don't know. Strange.
Oh, you get distracted by Womble and Baz then. Sorry, Baz.
Also, you just go within Womble's area. You're blind. You just can't. You can't move around.
I drew a picture, by the way, of Baz, and I called it Super Baz.
Oh, really?
Yeah, it's
Super
not very
Baz.
good. Yeah, it's Super Baz. You know, in your shining armor.
Okay.